evening, darling. So I received another YouTube comment on another video. This was my response video to the surrogate parent video where I talked about whether or not elves could use surrogate parents. And I received the following message from YouTube user DNA Cosplay, who says, I hope, sorry, we had a little bit of discussion, and the upshot of all of this is that, I had said that I really hope my son gets in touch because I've been trying to contact him in relation to all this surrogacy talk, because of course I very much want grandchildren. So, YouTube user DNA Cosplay says, I hope he does respond to you because you're his father. Also, wondering, as a grandchild, would you wish for a granddaughter or a grandson? I've thought about that before, which I would prefer if I had to choose. And I don't really know that there's one that I would prefer over another. I think part of it is, I think if I had only had my son, I'd probably want a granddaughter to just sort of have the experience of raising a girl in my life, as opposed to just having raised a boy, although, of course I have more experience with raising boys. But, I did have my hand, not a large part. Of course, she came into my life a little bit later, but, I did help to raise Tariel a little bit. And so I feel like I've sort of gotten both sides, and I think, there's something special for many people about having a child that's your own flesh and blood. It's that symbol of something that you and your partner have made together, or if you've adopted, it's the chance for you to finally come together and build that family. But I don't think that blood is so important, of course, for as far as the passing of a throne and all that. But this wouldn't be sort of the first time that a royal line has adopted in order to continue. So I feel like, for elves, it's not sort of a matter of you have to have a male heir because you need a king. We're very fair. As long as you have a ruler from the same line, that's what's important. So, I think the surrogacy thing is certainly a good way to sort of, make this issue work. But I think even if my son were to adopt, that would be fine as well. I still am going to love the child no matter what. But to get back to your question of would I rather have a granddaughter or a grandson, of course, most fathers want to teach their sons to cook. It's such an important part of everything. I think if I was a woman, I'd probably be very happy to teach my daughter all about healing and poisons and baking and those sorts of things, which of course I have very limited experience with. Being part of the royal family means you do get a little bit of exposure to some of the more womanly arts as well, although of course I'm not as well versed as for instance my wife had been. So I think really I just would be happy to have a little one around. I'm not really picky about the gender or sex of the child, just as long as they're happy and healthy and part of my life. That's really what's important to me. So, I suppose that's not really an exact answer to your question, darling, but, that's just sort of how I feel about it, I suppose. One of each would be the best choice, obviously, having two little ones to run around, and I think, if the experience of having two races of parents, that could in theory be a very positive experience for a child. So, I'm still working through my own issues about my son's relationship, but, I think that perhaps a grandchild might help that, just help me be able to move forward with all of this and such. So, thank you so much, darling, for your question, for all of you out there watching, and I can't wait to see you fuck this up in the last minute. So until next time, darlings, ta-ta.